Good evening and welcome to our special presentation, Season of Giving. I'm Rebecca Bartlemay. I'm in beautiful downtown Marquette, which is all lit up for the holiday season. Now 2020 has been a year like no other, and it's important to show you the good that's happening in our UP communities. We'll start at the Copper Country with Melissa Venix on an effort to help feed people in need.
31 Backpacks started in 2012 and provides food on the weekends for children who are in free and reduced lunch programs during the week at school. Laurel Mackey, president of the organization, says the idea came from her sister and brother-in-law.
They saw a program, a backpack program on a TV news program in Arizona, and found out that kids were getting free breakfast and lunch at school and snacks, and we're going hungry on weekends. So this group in Arizona started a program, and my sister called and said, "You need to do this. I know it's needed in the Copper Country." And I said, "Oh, okay." And so didn't really think much of it. I thought, well, I can do this.
Laurel, along with her daughter Melissa and a family friend, started the organization. Initially, they started with packing food at home for one school district.
We started at one school district, and once we got comfortable with that, then we moved on to the next and so on and so forth. But when we started taking in a large inventory of food, we realized that going up and down the stairs dozens and dozens of times probably wasn't going to work that well for us.
Now they provide weekend meals and snacks for 7 different school districts.
Right before spring break last year, we were around 225, and then the shutdown happened. And then we jumped up to over 2,100 students that were in the program. And that covers Keweenaw County, Houghton County, and Baraga County.
To feed those students takes volunteers and a lot of space. Laurel and Melissa start at Econo Foods in Houghton to buy fresh fruit, then head to Glad Tidings Assembly of God in Hancock to pack the food.
Products are brought out before the volunteers show up. I come up with what we call the menu of what items are going to go in the bags. And that's given to the head of the packing team, Dan and Artis Mackey, and then they supervise the volunteers as far as setting up the tubs and the food out on tables here in the narthex. And when that's completed, the volunteers actually pack 2 bags at a time. We add more food to the middle and high school kids' bags. It's a different color bag. They eat more. They have bigger backpacks. They have bigger lockers. And then when all the bags are packed, they go into the tubs. For each school building has its own tub that's labeled. And then tomorrow, a driver will come up and get the tubs to bring up to Calumet. And on Friday morning, the rest of the drivers, the delivery drivers, pick up their bags and distribute them to whatever school they're assigned to.
After the bags are delivered, they are put into children's backpacks or lockers for take-home. Laurel says they don't know any of the students that receive the lunches. They simply get the numbers of students in each age group from the schools. All of this work goes into one mission: no child hungry in the Copper Country. One volunteer, Artis Mackey, is a retired teacher. She says there are many people who are food insecure in the Copper Country.
We don't necessarily notice them so much, but when you look at the free and reduced lunch rate locally, it's quite high.
COVID-19 has brought a lot of uncertainty, and going into winter break, they aren't sure how many students will need food.
I'd like to stress that it is extremely expensive, both the winter breaks and the spring breaks, and the shutdown over the summer was quite expensive as well. So donations are always key for us.
You can donate by contacting them via their Facebook page, 31 Backpacks, or email them at 31backpacks@gmail.com. Reporting in Hancock, Melissa Venix, Local 3 News.
When we come back, we'll tell you about a new initiative to help keep people warm this winter. Welcome back to Season of Giving. A nonprofit in Marquette is spreading warmth and Christmas cheer with the Salvation Army. Local 3's Brianna McLean tells us how.
The COVID-19 pandemic has led to more families facing financial hardship this holiday season. Friends of the Oradoc Body Eco Center wanted to find some way to help those who may be struggling.
The Friends of the Oradoc Botico Center had decided that we wanted to do a blanket drive, and we came up with the Botico Blanket Bash. And so we thought, well, actually the gathering of the blankets is going to be the easy part. How do we get them to the people who need them? Some of the distribution experts, one of the distribution experts in town already is Salvation Army. So we contacted them And they say, that would be great because we have something called a Christmas store where people can come in and get blankets and toys and clothes and things like that. And we usually have a shortage of blankets, so if you can get new blankets, that would be great.
And the nonprofit organization did just that. During November, multiple blanket drop-off locations were placed throughout the Marquette County area. Approximately 60 blankets were donated by the community, alongside $500 collected to buy new blankets.
You guys are helping to warm up the UP, and I love you so much. And things that we take for granted, like a warm blanket, can really mean so much to somebody else. And when you look at that we have close to 100 blankets for our first year, that's making more than just a dent. So thank you so much for your generosity and your caring and your compassion.
The Salvation Army Christmas Toy Shop is for families who can't afford gifts during the holiday season.
About Echo, just that came out of nowhere. That group just decided to, hey, let's get blankets, and so that's going to fit right into our toy shop. Each of the families that has a kid will be able to spread those blankets out among those families. Just a neat idea. It shows a lot about the generosity of this community for a group just to take that on, do all the fundraising themselves, the gathering of the blankets, purchasing the blankets, getting those to us, and so just a neat concept of a group that just wanted to do something different.
Last year, 367 families and 741 kids received gifts from the Salvation Army through the Toy Shop and Adopt a Family programs. Reporting in Marquette, I'm Brianna McLean.
After the break, we'll introduce you to Liz and share why she's so important to one Marquette County organization. 'Tis the season of volunteering, and one woman isn't letting her age define what she can and cannot do. Local 3's Peter Curry shares the selfless story.
Every morning before the sun comes up, 79-year-old Liz Biney is the first one through the doors at the room at the inn. Over 20 years of volunteering, I asked Liz, why does she still continue?
Giving back for all the blessings I have been given.
When the room at the inn opened the warming center in 2007, Liz had a friend who volunteered there. Liz asked,
And I said, well, what do you do? Well, I make hard-boiled eggs, and we usually have breakfast sandwiches. And I thought, okay, I can do that. I can make hard-boiled eggs.
And once she started, she never looked back.
Well, a better question than what does Liz do would be what doesn't Liz do? Liz has done everything from giving rides. Liz is there daily preparing coffee before sometimes even the staff gets in. She'll deliver guests coffee right to their table. She'll help serve meals. And she's most well known for her titled Eggs with Attitude.
A warming center favorite, Eggs with Attitude, consists of plain scrambled eggs, green peppers, onions, meat, cheese, American fries, and a dash of love.
Liz just kind of embodies, the person you hope for that will come in and volunteer. You wonder, well, who will that be? It's Liz. When you think of your ideal volunteer, Liz is that person, every day in there doing the work.
Liz knows it can be difficult to volunteer, but she says it's more gratifying than one expects.
I guess one thing I would say is not everybody can do it. But if you do it, you will be rewarded in one way or another. Even if it's a simple thank you, or your breakfast was good, or nice to see you, see you tomorrow, or yes, the blessings are many, just many.
Liz is also a volunteer for the Red Cross. She first volunteered back in 1999 when Oklahoma had a tornado outbreak that barreled through the state. Liz walked around what was left of Moore, Oklahoma, and realized something about herself.
Basically in my head I said, I can do this. I would like to do this. That was my calling, if you will.
And she started her next chapter in life.
And the one thing I say about going out with the Red Cross, it's a win-win-win situation.
Liz has worked around the country with the Red Cross, but she always seems to come back to the place where she calls home.
I just like to say to Liz, thank you for everything she's done, and I hope that her work serves as an example for the rest of the community If you want to come and get your hands dirty and volunteering and helping the homeless, follow Liz's example and come carve some time out of your day for Room at the Inn.
And Liz has something to say to her colleagues.
Just keep up the good work.
Next on Season of Giving, details on the project that's filling a need in their community. A Menominee County woman saw her neighbors in need and knew others were ready to roll up their sleeves. So she created an organization to help bridge that gap. Ben Raymond shares her story.
Regardless of the challenge, the beauty of our community is, regardless of the challenge put in front of them, even if I think, oh my goodness, this seems like a really lofty task that I'm asking people to help with, it has never come to the point where we've had to cancel or slow down on an event or postpone or anything like that due to lack of effort from the community members.
Shelby Beck started Project Give in 2014 in the town of Stevenson.
With the help of community members, we just create opportunities for people to give back.
She's talking about people like Erica Kino.
So when she started doing this, it really opened my eyes because, I mean, usually the people creating these events and this kind of thing, you don't know them. And seeing that it was somebody that I knew so well, cared so much about something going on in our little town, it made me want to kind of be part of it too.
Project Give serves Menominee and Marinette counties. Beck says it's been incredible to see her neighbors respond.
There were, a handful of people that first came forward saying they needed help, as well as people saying they were willing to help. And like I said, throughout the years, it's really snowballed into this group of hundreds of people, thousands of people over the years that we've been able to help.
From the young to the young at heart, and even animals in need, no cause is too big or too small.
There is a lot of good happening in small towns. The Upper Peninsula, I can say that growing up there, it is like a big family. And like Erica said, her and I graduated high school together. We were friends in high school. And the fact that now, all these years later, we're able to do, give back to our community in this way together is pretty awesome. And it's, there's good happening all over. You just have to open your eyes to it.
And this passion project is being passed on.
It's no surprise that she's involved, that she's now runs and owns a daycare, and she's getting her daycare students involved in the Project Give project. Kind of one of those people that's really helping this snowball into the next generation of world changers.
They are proving small towns really do have big hearts.
It doesn't surprise me one bit that she's organized this Project Give, and she's given everything she has to it. You can tell just by the twinkle in her eye how happy she is when this stuff is going on.
When we come back, how acts of kindness are spreading in Delta County. Welcome back. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused hardships on many. I had the pleasure of spending the day with one Delta County man who used this as an opportunity to remind people to be kinder to one another. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. That's the motto of Kindness Rocks Delta County.
I was on my UPS route, which is Ludington and Escanaba, and I have a lot of businesses. They were being shut down because of the pandemic and the executive orders, and I wanted to find a way to start helping our community, and these businesses are our friends, our family.
Chris Lucier started by purchasing gift certificates from those businesses and held drawings through nominations on Facebook for people who are spreading kindness throughout Delta County.
Paying it forward, nurses, convenience store workers, the fast food workers, just anybody that was showing kindness and sticking together and just what our community is about.
The effort started in April and it's been flourishing ever since.
People have gotten inspired by it. They do pay it forwards. October was Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we did supply kits for them where Kindness Rocks Delta County group purchased them, and we got to donate over $600 worth of supplies. We currently are working with a couple of the salons that were, of course, affected by the shutdown.
We are selling holiday haircuts. Members of the community can come in and buy a gift certificate for $20 and it covers a haircut for law enforcement and first responders. It basically makes it free for them.
This is just one example of the cycle of kindness. Not only is it showing appreciation to the people who keep our community safe every day, but also supporting small local businesses.
I think it's a powerful movement, especially in a time like this right now. You know, it's been a rough 2020 so far, and anything we can do to create magic or kindness for people in our community is going to help.
Whether it's a free haircut, a gift card, or some flowers, no matter how big or how small, an act of kindness goes a long way.
My UPS delivery driver approached me about buying some gift certificates to give out to kind people in the area.
And since then, Pam's Petals has continued brightening the area through this effort.
People just won the gift certificates and they got certificates for being kind, and it was kind of exciting. And then you'd watch every week because there was gift certificates for different shops and different things. I myself nominated a few people and they were pretty excited to get their little award and their little treats and gift certificates for wherever they got at the time. It was just fun. And then Chris will pop in every now and then and ask us to send flowers to so-and-so he saw was having a bad day and making them happy.
I don't think of it as, you know, just something to help my business. It's to help the community as a whole. What he's doing is really bringing awareness to the fact that, you know, we just have to be kind. It doesn't matter, you know, things don't matter. You just have to be kind and pay it forward. Be nice to other people. That's all it is.
Chris says it's not just this initiative he started, but kindness is what the UP is all about.
This is something that our community is about. This is what the UP is about. You don't see this anywhere else but here, and that's what we hold special. Uber Strong means Uber together, you know, and that just the love that we see and just being kind. So it's amazing. It's growing, and it just, like a little thing like that can be so big, and it can move people. It's the momentum, it's the positive message that our leaders should be sending, that our community should be sending, that's what we're about, because that's what brings people together, not dividing people.
This is just a glimpse of some of the great things happening in our community and what makes this place we call home so remarkable. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rebecca Bartlemay, and on behalf of myself and WJMN Local 3, have a happy and safe holiday season.